Damn, son, where'd you find this?
I'm losing myself in the darkness of the world. Catch me before I fall. Saving myself is all I really know. Seen it been done before. I'm a dynasty. The pain in my vein is hereditary. Dynasty. Running in my bloodstream, Dynasty. And if that's all that I'm gonna be, KEXP. Are you ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna take the throne this time. All the words are mine, all mine. It's been way too long to fight, too gone to carry on. You can't hide in the walls, sweep it onto marble floors. It's been living in our lives, based on down family life. The pain in my vein is hereditary. Running in my bloodstream, And if that's all that I'm gonna be, won't you break the chain with me? Here we go. Mother and father, you gave me life, I need to give it all for the sake of my sanity. Closing inside, no one inside. Passing it down, I'm losing this fight. Mother and father, I know you risked everything, fighting my money and his infidelity.
Live on KEXP right now with Rina Sawayama. Wow.
Thank you. Good morning.
Absolutely. Good morning, indeed.
Nothing like intergenerational trauma and
That's right.
singing,
That's
you know,
right.
in a Mariah voice.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to talking to you about that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a pretty special opener for our set. We opened the set with Dynasty.
I love
it. Gets
it.
everyone going.
That's what I'm talking about. We're live on KEXP with Rina Sawayama.
This next song is my new song off my new album. It's a very special song to me. It's about my mum who raised me. She's a single mum. And I just couldn't really believe the reception from the album and kind of what happened. It really changed my life in such a horrible 2 years. It was, while the world was having just such a hard time. And I was personally as well, but professionally it was just the most incredible thing. And I was really feeling like I was floating. But it reminded me and made me think of the times that me and my mum have struggled and how we've had to catch each other. So it kind of talks about the very strange relationships between single parents and their kids. So this is Catch Me in the Air.
ready now. Ooh, hey there, little girl, don't you wanna see the world? Now let's go. Where clouds kiss the mountain peaks, I was afraid, but you put the wings on me. Feet on the edge, feet on the edge. So catch me in the air, catch me in the air. 20 years all alone, bound together to the bone. Was it fate? Watch you decorating all the walls, made a prison of a home. No escape when you ran away. Where clouds kiss the mountain peaks, I was afraid, but you left your wings on me. Feet on the edge, feet on the edge. So catch me in the air, catch me in the air, catch me in the air, and you will never know the fear of making a mistake, the risk you take, the pain you create. But mama, look at us now, high above the clouds. Yeah, I hope that you're proud. So catch me in the Mama, look at me now, flying. Oh, save each other in every way. Feel the fear as we float in the sea. Look at us now, way past the clouds that haunted you. So catch me in the
Live on KEXP, KEXP.org. Rina Sawayama doing a badass live set in here right now.
Thank you.
Absolutely. This is just the shot of life I needed today.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Damn that coffee next door.
I can't do coffee
Woo!
anymore, but yes, that'll do it every time.
Oh, yeah. It was hitting. It was
Nice.
hitting. Yep.
Right on.
So the next one is from my first album. It's called Comme, Garçons.
so confident. It's my ego, come, go, incognito. Every time you see me, it's like winning big in Reno.
And the winner is Lucky.
So fuck with me, ho. Take a cue down like judo. Make it rain, I'm taking names from London to Vancouver. so confident. Like a fever, I make you a believer. Write my name up in the sky from Paris to Shibuya. The show must take colder. Elevate your vision when you put me on the cover. Comme des garçons, like the boys, comme des garçons. I'm so confident. Comme des garçons, like the boys, comme des garçons. Yeah, I'm so confident. Like the boys, comme des garçons. I'm so confident. Comme des garçons, like the boys, comme des garçons. I'm so confident. I'm so confident. Confident. I'm so confident. I'm so confident.
Hell yes. Rina Sawayama here live on KEXP. Fantastic set. And I know we got just one more song.
Yes. One of my favorites to play live. One of my favorite videos as well that I've done. This is Excess.
You lot, just want a little bit more. Hey, I want it all, don't have to choose. I want the homes, what it wants, what can I do? So I pick that one, yeah, that one too. Luxury and opulence, Cartiers and Tesla X's, Calabasas. Deserve it. Call me crazy, call me selfish. I'm the baddest, and I'm worth it. Give me just a little bit more, a little bit. Only on mine, I don't wanna hear. I only want, only on mine. Give me just a little bit. Only on mine. Give me just a little bit, a little bit. Give me just a little bit, a little bit. Only on mine. I only wanna, only on money, give me just a little bit. Only on money, give me just a little bit, a little bit. Yes, when all that's left is immaterial,
Wow. Rina Sawayama live on KEXP here in the live room, KEXP.org. My name is Larry Mizell Jr. and I'm so energized by this set. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having us. We're
Absolutely.
so energized.
Right on, right on. Would you introduce your band, please?
Yes. This is Simone, our incredible drummer.
Hi.
This is Emily, our incredible guitarist and keytarist.
Fantastic.
And we normally have dancers. It was weird playing Comme des Garçons without dancers because I've associated so much of the choreography with my lyrics. So I was like, oh God, what am I meant to say? But it's okay.
You were getting your dance on yourself.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Usually I'm like, going across the stage and so it's like kind of weird to be here, but it's fine.
Wow.
It's like, it's making my mind be like working overdrive.
Thinking about it, a different kind of setup.
No, genuinely, like I'm singing Comme, like thinking about as though I'm going to stage left and stage right.
Yeah, how do you block off the blocking?
Yeah, I can't, and I need to practice that.
Well, it seems seamless, and you're a super pro, ice cold in here. And that was, of course, XS off your debut full-length Sawayama. Came out in 2020, and it recently turned 2 years old.
Yes, I think it was 2 days ago or yesterday. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's really wild.
I mean, you were talking about that a little bit, about, making this album, it changing your life, but in the midst of COVID and not being able to tour, and you were supposed to play Coachella 2 years ago. That's such an interesting liminal space where this record is changing your life, but you're kind of frozen in amber to a degree. I'm sure you're creating, of course, and being active and living, but how was that for you?
I mean, it was really weird. I want to preface this by saying I feel so lucky. Obviously, so many people lost their jobs, and I totally acknowledge that these thoughts that I'm about to say are very first world problems, and they're not, But it was really weird. Like I had a very small bedroom, and all the press, cover shoots, interviews, chats with Elton John. Like collaboration ideas. I was doing live stream on YouTube as well. Any fan interaction, I was just sitting at the desk and doing. And I had no work-life balance. My mental health was not very good, although my professional, side was going amazingly. And I'm so grateful for anyone who listened to my record. And it's insane how it's done. Our decision to still release we're an indie label, we're just like, we have flexibility. We were just like, let's do it. And it felt right. But yeah, I feel very, very lucky. In those 2 years, I also did write another album. And that was done a lot of usually I go to LA to record a lot of my record, or in different studios, but this time a lot of it was at home or on Zoom, and it really challenged what I can write about, also the content of what I was writing about. How am I meant to write about life if we're all not living and not seeing each other? So I looked a lot in myself, and also in books and conversations with friends on FaceTime and stuff. So it was a weird time, and I'm so grateful to be out here. I mean, Sim, we did the audition in 2019, I think, or maybe early 2020 or something. We were like, see you in April. And then 2 years later, we're finally able to do something. Right. Yeah, so I'm feeling grateful. I'm feeling grateful that I can tour with my band and my dancers and my crew, and yeah.
I love it, and I know that your fans do too. I saw a little video from you performing that very song at Coachella, and definitely was going off. It's so interesting you talking about, your work-life balance and, how that affected you. You've always had such a really sharp, critical eye about culture and how it intersects with technology and how that intersects with our mental health. So it feels like you've been analyzing that your whole career. Yeah,
I joke to my team. I'm like, I'm no longer trauma mining after this record, guys. I'm moving to LA and writing a happy album with,
there you go.
Just bangers. I can't do it anymore. But that's why my fans connect to me. And I'm very honest with my music and whatever I see in the world or whatever I see within myself or patterns within my friends or family, I write about. But to me, it's the most important that it's catchy and it's pop because, you know, I just want to write big songs. But I always want to make sure that they have a heart, they have a soul, they have a character, and they are speaking to someone, you know, that needs to hear it. And I try and when I write, I keep my choruses kind of generic, you know, like Catch Me in the Air, it's kind of pretty easygoing in terms of lyrics for the chorus. But for the verses are very specifically my experiences. So that's kind of how I balance it out.
I love hearing you talk about your conception of your songs because they're also interesting. There's a world within every one. There's a story. There's a character. And it's just always just very sharp. And you kind of go between these poles of like soft and tender and vulnerable to like raging and cutting and incendiary in a way that like I don't hear a lot of people kind of touching. And the way you blend these sounds, like obviously you hear like early 2000s like R&B and pop with like nu metal, which like I'm amazed. And I read you talking about how you weren't hearing those kind of sounds in the mainstream.
No, I just, you know, at the time when I started doing music, 2014, 15, I was still working like 3 part-time jobs. And what I was seeing was on SoundCloud, and there was a lot of kind of minimal production. And that's really not the production I really grew up with. I grew up with quite maximal production and over-the-top, like, production in terms of stage production and I think that era is coming back now, which is quite nice. But I was so at a loss as to what I should frame my music around and how I should write music and what genre, that I just went, you know, let's just do all of them. And for me, it's like, what does the song want to say? Who is the person in the song, and how do they want this to sound? And so, you know, songs like STFU, it made so much sense to have it new metal. And, you know, I grew up, you know, with Limp Bizkit on the, you know, the top of the charts, and Tattoo, and, you know, listening to some Deftones as well. And just, I thought, well, that's a great home for it. And I always think about it like as a home and a character inside of a house and room. And then with Excess, I just, you know, for that one, I remember I had written STFU, and I think I'd written Comme de Garçons or Dynasty. I think it was either of those. And I think I need something that's like this, but Pussycat Dolls. Because I grew up listening to Pussycat Dolls, and, you know, the kind of the riffs in Buttons and really interesting production that they did. I wanted to have that in. And so at the time, I just started writing in LA, and like everyone, we go to LA with like big dreams and a Hollywood sign. And then I remember, like, you know, going into Walmart and being like astounded by the amount of stuff that was there. Everything's so much bigger. And then on the flip side, like, I went to get a tattoo and it was in downtown, and I was like, oh, I have never seen this side. And it's just, I wanted to write a song that not only lyrically talked about that and kind of satirized that, our pursuit of capitalist happiness, but also in the production have that kind of big difference in the pop kind of very minimal, like Neptune's.
Yes, totally.
Kind of drums
with that kind of Spanish
the guitar riff,
vibe.
Exactly. So yeah, I just like to play, you know. And with this record, it's way more personal, and maybe because of the restrictions in terms of actually recording it and the writing of it and inspiration, it became a little bit more serious, I would say. But there is definitely that mix of production in there. For me, it's the mix of country with British sounds, because country music didn't really make it to the UK, but I find the country writing is very inspiring. And my plan was to write in Nashville, but I couldn't. So, so that's the kind of difference between the last record and this one.
Rina goes to Nashville. I love this. I love the kind of juxtapositions that you present in your music consistently. And you mentioned STFU. That was the first song of yours I heard, and I just, like, it blew my mind. I struggled to make an edit of it to play on air. I did it. But
Sound awful,
it
right?
sounded
Yeah.
kind of messed up for sure, but it's just such a great track. I love that video.
Thank you.
And it sounds like that song is just one of the instances where it seemed like a label or the industry didn't kind of know what to do with you. I heard you were in negotiations with a label with your record, and then they heard that and they were like, oh, hold on a second.
Yeah, I mean, I would love for them to still give me back that money that it cost in legal fees. We were really very far along in the contract proceedings and talking about video budgets and stuff, and now obviously you're engaging a lawyer. And they heard STFU and they heard Dynasty and they were like, oh, this isn't Cherry or Flicker. Wait, this isn't Cyber Stockholm Syndrome. We don't like, and literally they sent an email to my manager saying, oh, we don't like the music. And then they dropped me, basically.
Wow.
So, and I was like, wait, who's going to pay the fees? And I had to pay the fees. So I'm still a bit like, I got a message from the A&R who like tried to sign me on that label. And he was like, hope you're doing well. I was just like,
Cold
here's my
piece.
accountant.
Yeah, right. Here's my invoice.
But yeah, but I think that had to happen, and it kind of makes sense with that song STFU, you know. And actually, my label now, Dirty Hit, like even with this record, they were even more hands off. They were just like, you do your thing, give us the tracks. If you need help and you need to hire instrumentalists, you need to get mixers, we can help with that. And you know, I'm really lucky I was able to work with people like Paul and like Stuart Price, who like did half of the album because I was just really lost with the production. And yeah, I think everything's taken a step up. But you know, without baby STFU tearing things up in different record labels, I don't think we would be here, basically.
I love that, and I'm glad that you are. You know, that serrated edge that you kind of put on pop. I feel like there's people kind of approaching it now in the last couple of years, but I still feel like you're ahead of the curve in terms of what you're bringing sound-wise. And you mentioned Paul Epworth and some of the people you were working with. You worked a bunch with Clarence Clarity, who's somebody I'm a big fan of as well.
Him, yeah.
I'm curious how you connected with him.
So yeah, back when I was talking about the kind of SoundCloud days, and I was like, do I want to do this? Doesn't really speak to me, minimal pop. I mean, I did songs like that, like Where You Are and Tunnel Vision.
Yes.
My early record is kind of like that. But when we first started, this first song we worked together was Alter Life, and that is very maximal. And I hated it at first, and then a couple of months later, so I ghosted him, and then a couple of months later, I was like, well, you know what, this is actually quite good. So we got back in the studio, and then I pretty much start every single song with him these days. And
Okay.
I think every artist can relate to this situation with producers or writers you work with all the time. It becomes like, it's like both of your babies and you're like fighting. And there's a point where like me and Adam like always fall out during an album.
Nice.
Because I'm like, no, it should be like this. And he's like, no, it should be like this. But we always find each other at the end. I'm always like, can you come back on this song again? And he's like, all right, fine.
I love that.
So yeah, I mean, we always start the songs together. And yeah, I love working with him. But this time I just wanted to try pop production.
Yeah.
And the king, Paul Epworth, he was so gracious and writing This Hell with me and Catch Me in the Air. Not Catch Me in the Air. A song called Frankenstein that's on the album as well. And yeah, I've had the best time, even though it's been under really weird circumstances.
Sure. And you're talking about Catch Me in the Air off your next album, Hold the Girl. It's okay to say the name of the album. I don't know if it's out there or not.
Yeah.
I love that. I really relate to that. Raised by a single mother, so I really appreciate you speaking on that and kind of that kind of dynamic that comes from that kind of household.
Yes.
And it just, I saw an interview you did. I think it was about like interior design. And you were talking about you shared a room with your mom.
Yes.
You're like 15. So I was just kind of curious, knowing what your influences are. How are you like physically listening to the music? Are you listening to it with moms? What's going on?
Well, Mom used to love playing Evanescence in the car.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. She would, she'd always be on board with everything I wanted to listen to in the car. And so the car and being in the passenger seat and like swapping the discs and having a folder of like CDs and albums. And, we really didn't have that much money when I was sharing a room with my mum, obviously. So we would take these drives and go to the supermarket or something, but like in between we would listen to albums and she would sing Evanescence with me and she'd harmonize. She's got a great voice as well. And so, yeah, I mean, it's funny because I was brought up in the UK, but until I was about 10, I was in Japanese education. So I really like missed out on Spice Girls, for example. But I was in British school when Kylie Minogue was like really huge, and Tattoo and things like that. So I really remember that era. But yeah, my mum is not, I mean, she's been very supportive of my musical interests. I don't know if she's always been supportive of my musical career. Love you, mum. But it's true. I'm reading it. She just couldn't see how it could happen, you know. And I think it's with lots of immigrant parents, how the hell do you get into certain creative industries? There's no way you could know. And so she was really worried about me. And Catch Me in the Air is about, she loves seeing me live now, you know. She flew over from Japan to come see my Roundhouse show in the UK and stuff. So it really means a lot to her, and it's nice to feel like we're flying, but also remembering the kind of the struggles that we went through.
Yeah, and that's so beautiful that you get to kind of live through that kind of music that you got to share with her in the car. And I was reading about how you had sent her your new record, and she listened to it for like 8 hours straight in the car.
Oh my God, yeah, we'd constantly have to send her new links, and she'd just get them expired all the time. Like,
awesome. I love it. And talking about Dynasty, the first song you performed, all about unpacking generational trauma. It's such a beautiful message. I'm curious how that's manifested, and I also got to ask if you've seen Turning Red, which is...
I have.
So
I'm
good.
still trying to figure it out what it's about, you know, because to me that film was about anxiety and parental pressure and, you know, Asian parenting. But I think a lot of people are like, it's about periods. And I was like, is it?
Huh.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Turning Red, because, I mean, I think, did they mention periods at the beginning or something?
I think maybe there's an illusion that that's what's going on with the main character that nobody knows, but that wasn't what I took away.
Yeah, same, yeah. So, I thought that was really a beautiful story. And I love that those stories are being told. And, yeah, with Dynasty, you know, when I was mid-20s and really finally deciding to do music seriously, well, first of all, my mum... When I came back from university, we were not sharing a room at this point, but the room that I spent, you know, I guess from 17 to 20 or whatever, was now like £500 a month. And it was just like, boom, it was your room, but now it's my house and you're paying. And I was like, oh, Mom,
ice cold.
So savage. But you know what? I'm glad she did that, because I got off my ass and worked and saved, and all my music videos that I did were all saved from my own money. Like you know, other than the fact that obviously I was able to rent from her for dirt cheap, which I now know, she really didn't help me at all. So it's kind of fun, and it's kind of fun to write songs about that. And she relates to the pain as well. You know, it's a kind of about our family life, and it's been pretty difficult at times. So she's really proud, I think, that I've been able to put it into a pop song and that people relate to it.
I love that. And how much you draw upon, you know, the struggle and grind to get to where you're at. I was really struck by the fact that you worked multiple jobs for years in order to put out your debut EP. I'm just curious, because I think a lot of artists approach putting out music to a degree, knowing that they need to do this and do that. But how did you go about even just planning that first thing?
Well, I didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
I put songs up on SoundCloud. No one would listen to them because I don't know how to promote. I didn't know what PR was. I didn't know what. And luckily, I met my current manager way back in 2015. And I got introduced to him through a friend. And he wasn't doing music management either full time. He was doing it on the side, and I was doing music on the side. And it kind of, with his help, everything started to come together. And I really do like credit my team for like everything I do. I can't, you know, I could just be yelling in a room, but no one would know. You know, I could be writing songs. So it takes a big team. It's a small team, but to me it feels pretty grand. They're amazing. And so, yeah, I was really, really lucky. Also, to be in a city like London is really amazing. There's a lot happening there. And it just was chipping away. At the beginning, it was like, if we got a premiere on a small music blog, we would just be like, yes! And now it's so crazy to, I don't know, like there could be a comment under my Instagram post and like Pitchfork post about, it's just like now it's just amazing to see, and I'm always so grateful for everything that's happening around me. But I can totally identify with the struggle, and to me, a great manager is everything, and a bad manager can completely ruin your art and career. So yeah, I feel very, very lucky.
Right on. I'm saying right on, even though they're going to clown me in the comments, like you're
Right
saying.
on.
Right on.
You should make merch. Have you got merch that
I'm going
says
to get a
on?
right on shirt,
I
I
think
think.
you should.
Absolutely. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's for y'all. Right on. Okay. So you've got a new album coming this year. What all is the rollout going to look like? Is there any surprises you can let us know at this point?
Ooh, surprises. I mean, I'll actually be doing things in person this time, which will be very, very awesome.
Shocking.
Yeah. I just feel bad that we were only able to do the Dynasty, the Sawayama record, tour it once. And there'll be some songs that'll just be dropped forever and we can't have it in the set because it gets too long. But I guess the surprise is it's not Sawayama. And that's something that I had to come to terms with. It was all very wrapped up in the first album campaign. And then, it was time to discuss the second album. And I was like, well, what if I lose fans? I'm scared. Like, do I need to do new metal again? What is it that I need to do? And I guess the surprise is it's very inspired by country music. Even though I actually know nothing about country music, so it's like, I hope it's not a disrespect to people. What I feel from country music and country pop, like the Dolly and the KC and the Marin, it's more this sense of storytelling and also this sense of wide open space, which is something I really wanted because at the time we weren't getting it. I was craving new stories. I was craving this sense of vastness. And so I created it in the record. And, there's a couple of songs that combines country with a bit of garage. And there's also one that is, the one that's produced by Paul Epworth as a awesome surprise guest that is... It's not a feature. I never have features on my record. Maybe that's a surprise. I don't know. But it's an amazing guest who I was so happy to have, and it's a someone from Paul's world from back in the early 2000s, basically. And the song was right for it, and he said yes, and so we were able to get him in. But yeah, just listening to like Garbage and Block Party and but also. So much Casey Musgraves for 2 years in a row. My Spotify Wrapped has been Casey Musgraves, and I think it's time to listen to new music. So writing this record, I've just been able to write Casey Golden Hour. I can put you to the side now, but I still listen to so much Dolly. I listen to Trio, which is a band that she was kind of briefly doing with. I think I just love the sonics of kind of the wide open space and the storytelling. But, British music is what I grew up with. So kind of mixing that with Brit Indie is quite fun as well. And
I love that. You have such a unique approach to everything you do. And talking about Dolly, we're actually doing a Dolly Day here on KEXP at the end of this week. I'm not sure when this is airing, but... At the end of this week, we'll be doing a whole Dolly thing.
Every day should be a Dolly day.
You should always have a little Dolly in the mix.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
I'm obsessed with her. There is a rumor that she has a full sleeve of tattoos. That's why she wears long sleeves all the time. But there's like a picture where it's a little bit not see-through, like the white shirt, and you can actually apparently see like a full sleeve.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's true or not. I like to believe that she's got a full sleeve tat.
They said that about Mr. Rogers too.
Oh, wait, really?
They said he was tatted from the wrist up on the low, but we'll never know. I guess.
I don't know. Maybe I should start doing long sleeve.
There you go.
Not that people know I have tattoos already. My mum won't know if I get extra tattoos. That's a good thing.
There you go. I am loving the perspective, the very writerly approach you bring to the pop world. And I'm really excited to hear what you do with all the sounds you just kind of invoked for your next record. And I know a lot of people around the world are looking forward to it as well.
Thank you. I'm scared, but I'm excited.
Well, we're all excited. Absolutely. Thank you again, all of you, for coming, doing this fantastic set, and for chatting with me today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Rina Sawayama going to be playing the Neptune tonight.
Woo.
Here in Seattle, and the Roseland Theater in Portland tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is this your first time in the Northwest?
Yes. Never been to Seattle. Never been to, no, I've only been to LA and New York and Chicago. Actually, I've been to San Francisco, but I haven't been up.
Fantastic.
It's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
We came straight from Coachella and I had no clothes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It was freezing.
You needed a little water after the desert.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, yeah, exactly. My skin needed it.
Yeah.
I texted everyone being like, heat tech and ultralight down from Uniqlo, everybody. I was like, oh, go away. Go away, Mum.
I love it. Right on. Well, thank you again. Looking forward to everything to come. Have a great show. Everybody go see Rina and Co. as soon as you can. All right. We're live on KEXP, Rina Sawayama, KEXP.org, listener powered. You're watching this on YouTube, quite possibly. Go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. It all happens because of you. Billion views strong on KEXP YouTube. And we're honored to have such fantastic performances on it. And that all happens because of your support. So thank you. This is KEXP, 90.3 FM, Seattle, KEXP.org. I'm Larry Mizell Jr. This is Rina Sawayama. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Discover new music at KEXP.org.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?